You got insurance?
Oh yeah.
I like to ask. Hey, it's Brock here with Rock Hill Farms, and I'm here with my new friend Scott, and we're going to check out his LS MT352. Did I get the model number right?
352.
352. That's a 52 horsepower tractor. I've brought a stump grinder to run on it. We're going to try the backhoe, just do some work. Then he's going to give his long-term review, and I'm going to give my impressions of it as someone who's just ran it for one day. I think it's going to be a fun day. I guess first, you want to tell us why you picked an LS when we're kind of in John Deere country around here?
Yeah, we are. But the LS dealer, he's just 8 miles away, and he's treated me super, really good. I really like the guy, so I do my business with him.
You know, that goes a long way, having a good relationship with the dealer. And one thing that stands out to me about LS, or two things, is price. I don't think for the same size and horsepower machine, you'll find a better priced machine than an LS.
No.
And another one is, it's got a big parent company. They're not going anywhere.
Yeah, that's great. You said price. Get all the toys on it for less than what the other tractors they charge for their base tractor, you know.
And so as you watch us work this tractor today, because we're going to save the review till the end, as you watch us work with this, think of it compared to a John Deere 4052. First thing we've got to do is get the stump grinder out of the back of the truck. If you're new to my channel, this is the Baumalight 3P24 articulating stump grinder. I listed it for sale last week. I have put a lot of hours on this and removed a lot of stumps, and now my new friend Scott is the new owner of this piece of equipment. And we're going to test it out right down here on some stumps. I'm glad that the person who bought this has a bigger machine than I do. Thing weighs 950 pounds. So, my tractor handled it, but something a little better, a little bigger will be better. So obviously that's a skid steer quick connect, making it universal to everything but John Deere. Which is pretty handy if you want to buy stuff. Okay guys, am I crazy or is he? Because he disconnected his tractor hydraulics with the machine on. I can do that on the skid loader. I've never been able to connect a hydraulic on my tractor with it running. Let me know if you can do that. All right, so I've only ran a shuttle shift or gear drive tractor a few times. So I want you to explain to me how to run this like I'm 5 years old.
Like you're 5 years old. Okay.
Yeah. I have ran a car or a truck that's got a clutch, but
not a whole lot of difference really. This is your range.
Okay.
All right. You've got low, 2 medium ranges and a road basically. You can only shift that when you're stopped. You can't do that on the fly. You got a clutch pedal here. You've got, this tractor's got what's called a power clutch on it. And you push this button and it'll apply the clutch for you. Once if you're stopped, you can shuttle back and forth just pushing the button on it. The gear shift on your other side, that's 4 speeds. Now that's just like your car. You can shift that just like a car, but you got to push the clutch in when you do it. But you can do it on the move.
And yeah, so this you can't shift while you're moving, the other one you can.
Yeah.
And most of the time you're actually pushing the clutch, but if you wanted to, you could reach up here and push this to shift.
You could. And the shifter has got a button on it too.
That's
that does
what
the
I was
same thing.
gonna ask what that button was for.
Yeah, that's the exact same thing as this button.
Okay. Then we've got 2 brake pedals on this side, and we've got a throttle pedal down there.
Yeah.
And you've got a set throttle up here.
Yeah, the hand throttle, just like normal.
Okay.
Parking brake is right here. Down there. That's like a car, but it's on the wrong side.
Right. And then with this, all I want to do is if I want to come up and grab something, whenever I come to a complete stop, you just switch and you'll go reverse the same gear you were in.
Right, exactly.
Okay, sounds pretty straightforward.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
We'll see if I can do it. So he's got this brush pile down at the bottom of the hill. I'm gonna drag it up here. See if I can keep from dumping his tractor over the hill. So I was really clumsy because I'm not used to running a shuttle shift, but I certainly didn't expect to pick up that whole pile like that. That grapple has a lot of clamping force. And I don't know if it's the brand of grapple or if it's the tractor, but this is a true third function where mine's a diverter. So let's see if we can hook up that stump grinder and take out a stump.
Let's do that.
All right. This thing can be a little bit of a bear to hook up, but I've done it a bunch of times. So. You leave these bushings here with this probably?
Yeah.
Okay. Oops. Well, in my experience, LS tillers tip over about 50% of the time when you set them down. But they don't break, so it's all right. So while we don't have a 3-point attachment on here, I think it's a good time to take a look at the good and the bad of the 3-point hookup system. So one of the first things I look at is, on any tractor, is here on the back, how convenient have they made things. So I noticed the extendable draft arms. Now mine didn't come with that standard. I think it's more likely to be standard on a bigger tractor, but that's a nice feature. It's also got the telescoping stabilizers. I always look for those two things. It's got a real drawbar. This adjustment on here is a little bit different than I'm used to, but it locks in and it lets you adjust this with no tools, where you need a wrench for mine. I think actually that square tube on it's fairly common. It's got the ability to raise and lower from off of the machine, which is a very handy feature. 2 sets of rear remotes that are standard. And then I noticed that this doesn't hinge, and I wish it did. But for the most part, everything I see back here seems to be pretty well designed. Is there anything I missed, or?
No, I think you've got it covered.
Okay, and so then this is the hydraulic check and the fill point. Nice and easy to access. And then this hydraulic port here is only if you get it with a backhoe. Everything back here, you had any problems with anything in this setup?
Nothing at all. I love it. It's great to be able to back up to it and use these arms and connect it up. That's wonderful. Yeah. Those old ones that are fixed and you got a hammer on it and wiggle the tractor or wiggle your implement, that stinks.
Yeah. And I just noticing, I think, are you category 2?
Yeah, it's category 2.
So hopefully we'll see if you got some bushings, because yeah, it'll be a little oversized for what I brought.
Yep.
And then this is a electrical hookup for like trailers or farm implements or something.
Yeah, farm implements.
And I've seen other brands that have this, and it's convenient if you have that, but also you can get an adapter that lets you hook up your regular trailer lights to it. So, and then you've got one rear facing light.
Yeah, just a work light. I haven't done anything with the lights there. They're all factory. I just haven't had the need yet.
It's like a nice setup. Let's go put a stump grinder on it. I had 2 things about hooking this up that made it inconvenient on my tractor. One is with these pins had to be facing in for my tractor to be able to handle it. I could not flip them around and put them out. And to get my 3-point arms onto these pins, I had to adjust the arms all the way in, and I had these little turnbuckles that were kind of hard to adjust. So that was time consuming, getting the arms in far enough, and then I had to be lined up perfectly. So I got the extendable draft arms and the telescoping sway links to make that easier. So we shouldn't have too much of a problem there. The other problem I had is that this is leaning back and my top link wouldn't reach far enough. And so I would have to try to get this stood up a little bit better. And a lot of times I would prop something up under the end. But I think we've got a little bit of travel still in our cylinder, so we can connect the hoses and stand it up a little better after we get the 2 bottom pins in. Kind of off center to that side. I don't know if that would be okay or not. Okay. I think if you pull forward about a 1/2 inch, I can get the other one on. That's what I was thinking. Ready? Yeah. Beautiful. Just a little more. I'll move it out of the way. Okay, that might do it. I think it likes being on a bigger machine. Well, I did it too. I said that went perfectly when there's still one thing left to go wrong.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Need me to push, or you got it?
I think I got it.
Yep.
That was it.
So this is definitely what I call a fun day. It's a tractor I've never ran and a chainsaw I've never ran. It's 261. I've got a 250 and a 271. But this is actually a pro saw. This is some Members Mark T-post remover in this bucket. I don't know. I think I might have got it hooked. Ready? Let's find out. I got it. Woo, doggy. If you haven't done it yet, before we get that head down there all over the stump, is get comfortable with the movement on that and the way your handles work.
Okay.
I like these control levers better than mine. Mine, it feels a little bit more jerky. It seems like you can go pretty smooth with this, which is a big deal. If you're eating across a big hardwood stump, you got to go really slow and be patient. First time running a tractor stump grinder, what'd you think of it?
That's cool. I like that. That is great.
It's a pretty cool machine. It takes a little bit of getting used to on how to,
do it.
work it, but I've taken out some enormous stumps, as you guys know. Now, he did not buy this backhoe with the tractor, so he's actually never put it on. The dealership put it on, he used it, and then took it off, and it's been here waiting for me to show up. Hopefully we can figure it out. This is not a 3-point mount backhoe. It's got the long subframe that goes way up under the tractor. So you've got one port here for a hose, and then where does the other one go?
Go in one of the green ones.
Okay.
It doesn't matter which way, because you can flip it on the lever up front and get the flow correct. You know?
Okay. The frame of the backhoe has a certain spot it has to slide in underneath the tractor on the subframe. So this right here looks like it goes into this. Is that what you do?
It goes into there.
Okay.
And then back here, this bar goes in here.
Okay. So this bar right here goes into there. So you use the outriggers to lift it up like that.
Yeah, lift it up and hopefully get it straightened up to work.
Just a little bit. Okay. Okay, let me check the front. Okay. You're going. It's good. Keep going. Okay, we're there. I think it's all the way in.
Yep.
Now, is there a pin or something that locks that in right here, maybe?
Two of them. You just drop down, and we're done. There must be something. Go to the right. Not too bad for the first time.
So I've bragged that my tractor has the easiest backhoe to take on and off of any backhoe on the market, and I believe that's true. This was a simple process, no more complicated than mine, but alignment is more difficult because that frame goes way up under there. You got to hit 2 tabs at the front and 2 at the back. So when you first approach it, be perfect. If you're like, oh, that's pretty close, nope. Pull forward again and get perfect with it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's not complicated or difficult. It's just you have to be perfectly lined up. Okay, as far as maintenance, you pop the hood up. You said easy access here to the air filter and the battery. And then this is a removable screen on the radiator.
Yep.
But you have to raise the loader to get that out.
Yeah, I'd be able to get it out of there. Only problem.
But otherwise, serviceability seems to be pretty easy.
Easy. Excellent.
I noticed it's really easy to get to the hydraulic check and fill on the back.
Oil's right over there beside you. I think the filter's right beside it, too.
Yep. And you haven't got it far enough to change fuel filters or anything.
No, I haven't done any of that yet. I haven't put enough hours on it yet.
Yeah, looks like easy to service. The one-piece metal hood design. I heard those plastic ones are tougher. They'll hold up longer.
They don't dent. I know that.
I gotta make my jokes.
Yeah.
That was all I needed to get a feel for the backhoe, and I don't want to, whatever I dig up, you got to clean up later. But I've got enough to give my opinion on it. As an owner of this, you spent a bunch of money here.
Mm-hmm.
And are you happy with your purchase?
I love it. I'm real thrilled with it. Yeah.
You have anything that you want to say that's been negative, or your favorite things about it, or just been a good tractor?
It's been a good tractor. I got no complaints whatsoever.
So I'm always talking about Mike Morgan, and he was on his Kubota a little while back, and he was talking about the way you can tell a cheap tractor will be like how smooth your loader controls are and things like that. And I didn't notice anything about running this that felt cheap or poorly designed. The backhoe's smooth and powerful. This is a heavy machine. The backhoe arm could easily pick the back of the machine up and shift it sideways. And mine doesn't do that well, which I've loaded a lot of extra weight on my tractor. So the backhoe is powerful and smooth. No complaints about it at all. I would say hooking mine up is a little bit easier, but I think this is kind of the industry standard way to do it. And honestly, I didn't see anything negative about this machine all day. And I'm a John Deere guy naturally, but I've been going around and running a lot of different machines, and I wouldn't hesitate to put my money on this one. Additionally, everything we've ran today is made by LS. All of the attachments, the grapple, and even a few more attachments he's got around here. So they're kind of a full service deal. And you got your tractor from?
WCT in Strafford, Missouri.
And he said he goes there because they have great service.
Great service. Treated me super.
So I appreciate you guys taking time to watch this video. I'll put links on the screen to a couple more of our videos. And I'll see you next time.
Ooh, doggy.
Woo, doggy.